Panelists is coming on. I don't think they ready for it. No, I don't think y'all ready for it. This what you want? Yeah. Hello.
Hey guys, and welcome to Faith and Other Stuff. My name is Shirelle, and you are?
I'm Tiffany. Hey guys.
Yeah, and my name is Ahmod.
I'm Kimberly. Hi, I'm Amy.
What's up, everybody? I'm Kristen, and this is Faith and Other Stuff. So we're just gonna sit around and talk about some things that we have on our mind. Some things will be faith, and some things will be other stuff. So on the fashion front, with that said, the weather is good or whatever. Yeah. What are y'all looking forward to wearing, or what's like a go-to thing for you in terms of fashion? And since we have like a fashion diva,
Lady Dawn Collections.
What would you say we need to think about?
So many to choose from.
Yeah, you be popping on your Instagram though.
Yeah.
Thank
You be popping. I'll be like, yo, sister working. Sister working.
Getting, just kind of being a blogger, looking at different styles and fashions. I'm more of a easy breezy, kind of girl. Like, definitely into the tunics, for the spring and the summer. Not exposing, too much skin, but anything just easy, breezy, colorful.
Yeah,
Trying to stay away from the heavy clothes, the jeans and things along that line.
As a fashion guru, do you have a favorite color?
Lime green. That's my favorite color to wear. There's a difference.
Okay.
Yeah,
my favorite color
is
but I don't wear a lot of
lime green.
Oh,
okay.
But I just think it's naturally a beautiful color. I like oranges and reds, and I'm not really a pink person. I like pink, but I don't really wear a lot of pink.
Gotcha. That's cool. It's good to know.
Yeah, so different shades. Just depends on your skin. Different people, have different colors that flow well with their skin and their body type. So just really knowing what works best for you.
Yeah.
What about you? What are you looking forward to wearing?
I kind of like to do stuff that's kind of I call it urban prep with a little a little spice. So I really like to I
like that.
I put a lot of thought into just putting stuff together, differently, and how I'm gonna make it work for me. And I'm really into earth tones this spring. So I just really want to do earth tones and golds and those kind of colors. So that's what I'm really into for the spring. But then again, I do like the florals and that kind of stuff too. So every given day you might find me wearing something different. And sometimes I dress in themes, you know what I mean? You guys know me,
I do have to admit that it's days where I'm so excited to see what she's gonna bring me today. She's gonna give me so much life when I see her.
I love seeing your Instagram.
Just
to see your outfits.
I think it's because I'm a brand manager and then I work with other people, and then that really inspires me. So I get to talk to people like Ahmod, who's really musical and stuff. So we might have a conversation, and it might just I'm sure you have that as well. And then that just sparks something. I'm like, I'm gonna be 70s glam today, and so I just have fun with it. I mean, life is short. I like to have fun, so I have fun through my clothes too. Yeah,
you do. You do.
Yeah, it's too short to wear boring clothes.
Oh, I like that.
Instagram all the time.
What about very casual and easy?
Yes. You do it well too. You do it well. Yeah.
Thank you.
You really do.
Classic all-American.
You do.
Yeah.
You're the magazine. You're the magazine. You're the magazette girl.
Yeah.
It's not even a word.
Thank you so much.
That's not even a word. Magazette. Magazette. Is that a word? Magazette. This is magazette.
I keep it simple. I like neutrals too, just whatever. And then you could always throw in a little pop color, but just whatever's easy. And I like to buy stuff that I can mix and match with everything that I own.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have it for a while, so I can wear it with anything. But I do wear a lot of jeans.
Yeah.
And probably this summer I wear a lot of long dresses, a lot of maxi dresses.
I love maxi dresses.
Everybody looks good in those.
Yeah, that's true.
You do no
That's
wrong
true.
in maxi.
That's true. What about on the makeup front? What do you think, what's going to be trendy for makeup, or is there anything, or just kind of everything?
Hot pink lips.
Yeah. I like that lip on you. It's new. Yeah.
I like
Well,
that
good thing you said that. With spring, I normally go with the nudes or the pinks or the lighter colors, and then fall and winter I do the dark lips and something seasonal. But you also can do a dark lip too. I love dark lips in the summer, so it just depends. Yeah.
I have a question. As a makeup artist, you know what I mean? Where do y'all get inspiration? I know I go on Instagram or social media, if I'm looking for a particular look. As a makeup artist, is that do y'all do that, or do you have your own way? Like, what inspires you for a certain look, you know, that you're going for?
Everything inspires me. Like I go on YouTube. I look
Yeah.
at magazines.
Okay.
I love watching fashion shows or like fashion week.
Yes.
I love that. Like I get ideas from that. Like I get ideas from everything.
Yeah.
You know what I've noticed
That's the
lately
beauty about it too.
in like Banana Republic and Man Taylor and all that, their hair is messy.
Yep.
Yeah.
You don't have to fix your hair anymore. It's
No.
wonderful. Right? Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
You go like that, you're done.
Yeah. Even with the
That was a lot of pressure for many years to have perfect
Right.
hair.
That's
Now you
true.
can just kind of
Go with it. Anything goes
Yeah.
nowadays, really, because it changes so much.
anything really does go.
It
That's the
does.
thing. There really is no style. It's like
Right.
whatever you want to do, you can do.
Right.
What you love.
Speaking of hairstyles, have y'all seen the latest braid style that Kim Kardashian supposedly made famous?
Yeah.
Baby pictures from her. It's like
For years.
Exactly.
I haven't seen it though.
I mean, I didn't have an official style.
What it is like
Yeah.
cornrows basically, and you have like one braid like braided like cornrow down come along, and then the other one's coming down, and then sometimes they'll do like 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
But like when she started wearing it, everybody was like, "Oh, that's her braids, like she created it." And like Kristen said, we've been wearing this.
Matter of fact, I think we called it a French braid.
Right.
That's what we called
A
it.
French braid.
Right.
Actually, I
So
think,
basically
I
like
think Bo Derek did that.
Yeah, you
Exactly. That's true.
We'll let Kim borrow it.
Yeah,
Right.
but we need it back. That's what you're gonna do with it. We need it back.
So, Ahmod, what about sunglasses for the spring? I think Ahmod always has on some pretty cool sunglasses.
He does. He's the shade man.
Yeah.
He's the shade man.
What are you looking forward to wearing?
I love frames, so I'm probably gonna do something very, very bright. I'm probably gonna pop it out this summer. I normally keep on the dark browns, the blacks, the blues. I keep, within the seasons they change, of course. That's just like clothes and all that stuff. So when you think about winter, you try to go with something a little more dark, a little more kind of hide the face a little bit. But this time I'm stepping out.
Okay.
Challenge you, put some color
Yeah,
in there.
so I'm stepping out with all type of colors, and so with the shades you have to coordinate the clothes, and so I'm definitely gonna be popping.
Oh, wow.
This summer,
Okay. We
and
look
spring,
pretty
and all that good
right.
stuff.
I know.
And I will say, I've noticed like a lot of designers for sunglasses have stepped their game up. Like, I don't know if y'all
Yeah.
these sunglasses are a whole, it's like a whole new
Yeah.
fashion statement.
Yeah.
Like,
Where was the
just
stuff when we were growing up?
Right.
Yeah.
Like everything was either 1 or 2 styles, and that was it.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it's like, oh man, I look at
Endless.
sunglasses and it makes an outfit.
It really
Right.
does.
It makes that much of a
does.
difference. I
Yeah.
think I'm excited, but
Yeah.
it's a whole new game now in
It
glasses.
is.
Yeah.
One of my goals is to have is to get endorsed by a shade company or actually start my own line.
Oh, nice.
That's one of my goals. So I'm actually looking into that
Yeah.
later down the road right
He
now.
wears a lot of shades, so anyone who wants to.
I'll rock them for you.
And he wears them well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then this spring we have Kristen's having a book launch.
So y'all, we talked about everything on the outside being together. Well, I like to think I want to get your inside together.
Okay.
So my book is like a self-help motivational book, but it's a good read, and it just like encourages, and inspires. Like no matter what has happened, no matter what's going on, you can pick yourself up. You have a fabulous life ahead of you, and just go for it. Like
What's the name of your book? I'm
It's
sorry.
Unstoppable: From Detours to Destiny.
Yeah. I love when you say that title.
And my media voice, Unstoppable. But no, really, I mean, it's all about motivation. Like I just think about like any of my weakest, most vulnerable moments, like what got through to me, and it was like kind words, motivational, whether it was a hug, whether it was a smile. So I just like to think of my book as all that wrapped up into one. It's like a giant hug, but you got this. It's okay.
Well, we definitely want to read it. We want to have it on the
Yes.
table. We want to have them all out, and we
Yes.
definitely want to
Definitely.
experience what you're writing about. Because I'm sure it's pretty much part of your testimony as well,
It
and
is. It
what God
is.
has kind of brought you through and along with, and that's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
it's almost like if you don't feel good on the inside, what's the point in doing all this on the outside?
Yeah.
Like I feel like if people will work more on the inside, you don't have to do so much, with everything on the outside. Like you'll accept you for who you are, more flaws and all, and you embrace it. So it's almost like it's just taking a holistic approach, just working on yourself from the inside out.
I believe in that because a lot of times, sometimes you see people and you think they don't put too much onto their appearance,
Right.
But they're the most beautiful person like you've
Yeah,
ever
right.
seen. Like, oh my gosh, this person is amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that it works from the inside out. Like
It
I don't
does.
think you could put like a lot of makeup on, but if you're like ugly in the inside, it really just shows.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It's like she just like radiates joy.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
Really?
Energy.
Beautiful.
She has like energy.
Right.
Yeah.
people that are watching that don't know, like, what is a testimony?
Nice. Testimony is really your story. You know, it's a story that, and we say testimony because it's a test, basically. It becomes a test because it's what God brings you through, and you see where you come to on the other side. So basically, a testimony is just telling your story authentically about, you know, what God has brought you through. So that means that you're still not stuck in it. And that's the great thing about God. You know, he can bring us through anything, and does and will bring us through anything. So I think that once you figure that out, it just makes your life so much different. And that's why people say, like, oh, as a Christian, do you feel like really like closed off and boxed in? I'm like, no, my life is more abundant as a Christian. Like, I like, you get there's so many perks, right? Like, you know, what's the one company that says like membership has its privileges or whatever? You know, yeah. But I mean, it does. I mean, you know, if you are a person of faith and you know you have a relationship with God, I mean, I just can't imagine not having that relationship, someone that I can just talk to, you know, not to be like corny, but just like even the midnight hour, you know, of course you have a relationship with your parents or your significant other, you know what I'm saying, or your friends. But God is just consistent, you know what I mean? You don't have to come any certain way with him. You just come as you are. And that's an amazing experience, you know. Anyone who's had that experience can kind of testify that that's like an amazing place to be. And so I think for me, you know, I'm not saying that every day my life is perfect or is easy, because it doesn't make it easy because you become a Christian. But what it does do is that it gives you that perk of knowing, like, you know what, this isn't easy, but guess what? It's going to be okay. Right. And that's the part that, you know, that's so exciting for me. And so I love it. I mean,
I will say for me real quick that, you know, being a single mom for 14 years, a long time, I've had people ask me, like, you're so peaceful, and where do you get that? Where does that come from? You've been through a lot. I'm like, well, I know everything's going to work out. I know it's going to be okay. I've God on my side. That's all that matters, you know?
Right. And that's so important, Amy, because like you can look around and say, like, you can choose to be sad or you can choose to be happy. Like, no matter what, when you leave, everything in your life may be the same, but if your perspective is different, it changes how you handle everything. Like, it changes how you face your problems. It changes how you think about your problems. It changes how you interact with other people. So to me, it's just about, like, I love that. You got to have that positive outlook, you know, because we all could complain about anything, but it's tough to look at the good and find the positive aspect.
Oh, there were some really hard years, for sure. Really hard. But I thought, you know what, it's gonna pass, and it's gonna get better, and that's right. Sometimes you just gotta go through certain things, make you stronger, and prepare you for what's next.
It's true. Yeah, absolutely.
I often say we don't just go through, we grow through.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
I often say that because it's even as we're going through, we're growing through that. We're learning and we're maturing, and we just come into a new state of mind. And so you have those pivotal points where it's like, okay, I can either sit here and wallow in this, or I can get up and change my life based upon my way of thinking. So that's just, I say you have.
And so where you're at now with, you know, your divorce, since you mentioned it, I didn't mention it. He mentioned it.
I mentioned it.
I don't think I put his business out on the street. My brother's business out on the street.
I mentioned it.
So at this point, I mean, obviously it's always going to be hard, you know, for that, you know, it's just going to be hard. But I mean, are you in a place now where you feel like God is bringing you through that part of your testimony where it's easier? I know it's like easy, but easier.
It's being easy to manage, you know, because I'm not looking at it from a victim standpoint. You know, I made some decisions in my marriage, and this is, I'm not ashamed to talk about my life in a sense, but I made some decisions in my marriage that, you know, kind of broke the trust, you know, per se. And so where I see myself now from that is I'm better, I'm stronger, and I had to realize that God had to allow some things to be removed from me to show me where my focus actually needed to be. Because I thought that I idolized my marriage to a point to where I messed myself up. And I totally neglected, you know, what I needed to do. And of course, not having a father, and that says a lot. You know, not having a husband being able to see a husband model in the home, that says a lot. You know what I mean? And so it's just like where I am now. It's like, man, I'm actually better. You know, it hurts to know that I'm losing my family, and I'm going through this process. But at the same time, it's strengthening me. You know, it's giving me so much life.
You're
because
amazing with your kids. I don't want to cut you off, but you're amazing with your kids.
Oh,
so that's a testament to what God is doing.
I really believe that, you know, even as things happen, us as men, sometimes we don't tend to take ownership of what we do and our decisions.
Not y'all.
Like my bishop would say, we don't tend to take ownership sometimes, man, of what we've done and our decisions, and just own up to like, yo, you messed up, bro, you jacked it up. But with the kid situation, it's like even when you jack stuff up, you still have lives in your hand. You still have children that you still have to raise, and not just raise, but actually show them the way. You know, my girls, I have 4 girls and 1 boy. I'm not ashamed. I love my children. Wow. They're awesome. I'm leading them correctly, not because they're in the home with me, but because I'm building that relationship with them. Yes. I would love to have them. I would love to have them in the house with me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But due to the situation and due to my decisions that caused that to not happen. Right. And now I have to step in a position to say, okay, I have to meet them where they are. Yeah. Those are my children, even though I'm not with their moms. Yeah. Those are my children, and they still need to see daddy operating in the role of a man, the man of God, the husband, and the father. Even if I'm not in the home, even if they're not with me. So
amazing.
I still have to have that. I still have to walk that thing out, regardless, because they're dependent on me.
Right. Yeah. Well, sometimes kids also with 2 parents been together, sometimes they can still grow up and not be happy because they see their parents not happy together. Right. So do y'all think that it's better for couples to stay together and be miserable and see kids watch that, or go your separate ways and then you have like everybody's happy, but even though they're separate?
I can answer that too. What I think as a married person, I don't think that it necessarily you have to stay miserable to be with the person for the kids. But I do think that when you go, and I've been married 21 years, so I can talk about it, but I think that every marriage, you're not going to have, everything's not going to always be good. There are going to be dips and valleys with a marriage, because it's 2 imperfect people, even if you're both people of faith, 2 imperfect coming together, to create this life. And so with that said, there's going to be dips, and I think that it always is, if the good outweighs the bad, then I think there's a chance, and you have God in the, God in the center, whether it's adjacent or both. Right. I think that there's a place to work from. But when you feel like you're, the bad outweighs the good, because I can't believe God would have you live a life that's just bad. No. Right? I can't imagine that. No. So, but I think some people on the other side of that, they throw in the towel way too early. And then some people keep going on way too long. You know what I mean? Yes. So I think it's situational. I don't think that there's a right answer. I know people are favorable, like, oh my gosh, how could you say that? You just want to stay together. Right. But it's just not that simple. If it were that simple, then more people would be married. Right. And then in the church, there are more people divorced in the church than outside the church. And that's the craziest part. Yes. You know what I mean? So what's that? What does that mean? It means that we're misunderstanding something. Yeah. We're getting something wrong, right? Because if you're pressing towards Christ and I'm pressing towards Christ, seems like we should be, on the same page. But we're just people. I mean, people are people, and even if your husband is, a person of faith, or you're not gonna always get it right. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And the crazy part about that, and I appreciate you sharing that, because that helped me get some insight on something that I previously came to the recollection of. Like, I recognize that this is funny. That it was things that happened in my relationship that were just fast. They were my marriage was a fast decision.
Oh, tell us about that.
It wasn't. See, I can preach about it, Amy. I'm not preaching about it. We're just talking. But nah, it was a fast decision. I think me and my wife can pretty much say, like, it was a fast decision. Because it was something that we drove off of based upon our feelings. Not because we understood what the marriage was. We just knew that we were told by the preacher, hey, if you get married, you see the blessings of God in your life, not realizing that the marriage was the blessing the whole time.
Yeah. And so, okay, so let's get a little bit more real, deep.
Let's get real.
So do you think that some people of faith get married because they want to be able to have what you get with marriage, which is, we know you get to have sex, so they get married. They come on, y'all. They get married.
A lot of believers really trying to live right really make that mistake in doing that. Yeah. I think people like genuinely who are trying really want to live right, and they make that mistake in doing that. But I mean, it's just, to me, it's like topics that have to be talked about in the body of Christ. Like, you gotta coach people through dating. Like, you gotta coach people through things. Like, I'm one of the life coaches at our church, so I work with teens. Well, in a session not too long ago, they were asking, what does the Bible say about divorce? And these are teenagers, like 9th through 12th graders, and they had questions about it. I'm like, this is real stuff. Like, they really want to know, is it right or wrong? So this is stuff you have to talk about. Like, even in dating and relationships, about sex, you gotta talk about these things, because it's happening. It's a part of life, and people are really struggling with it. People are having a tough time, and as a body of Christ, you can't turn a deaf ear to it. You got to talk about it. You got to help people through it.
They're hidden issues.
Yes, and a lot of people are really struggling, and they love God, and they're trying to live their life, but they're struggling in that area because it's not talked about.
Yeah, well, I think as you get older as well. people getting married back then, it was little girls that were 13 years old getting married, and now, you know, if you're single when you're 40 years old, you're thinking, well, I can't anymore. Like, do I still have to live by these rules? And like, what's right? I don't know.
Yeah, so it's a conversation. So this is faith and other stuff. We've talked about faith and other stuff. Why don't you go out and talk to somebody about faith and other stuff?
F.O.S, we talking about F.O.S, turn it up. F.O.S in your stereo. F.O.S on your radio. F.O.S, yeah, we're talking about faith and other stuff.